Okay. Let's try not to get it to wobble, but let's get into another book. I recently rewatched all the Jurassic Park films, even the ever so ungraceful Rebirth. And it ended with me feeling like I was given the short end of the stick when it comes to dinosaurs. This, I am pretty sure, is because I'm now an adult as opposed to a child. You know, dinosaurs weren't a horrific thing to watch like zombies were. And I wasn't scared, you know, the movies were fun, and I thought it would be ultimately cool to have an extremely rich grandpa who wanted me to like judge a new park attraction, only to like end up with irreparable damage to my psyche in childhood, making it so I would never ever have a centimeter of a desire to like venture into forests, woods, and jungles of any kind. And you know, that would have kind of been the end of it. That's kind of how I imagine the girl who was saying he left us, and I can't remember her name at all right now. Is it Jessie? You know, I kind of imagine that's how her life was after the, you know, the terror of dinosaurs. But anyways, this was new for me because in the past, meaning with the resurgence of the franchise, with the new boring lead, Frisk Pratt, right? I was initially satisfied by the dinosaur media I consumed. However, this rewatch brought to my attention the ways it brought to my attention the ways, places, and people we hadn't seen dinosaurs interact with. So I did a survey, or really just asked around. I asked people what they, you know, liked, not just about Jurassic Park, but whatever media they enjoyed, found themselves coming back to, and whatever was floating their boat at the time. I found that while they had favorite films and TV shows, you know, like they were still nitpicky about plot and narrative. And me being the people pleaser I am, or as I like to say, artist, I confidently thought in the midst of all their complaints and praises, I can give you that. Dinosaurs, not hard to make a great dinosaur film, I think. But yeah, easy, no peasy. This question I'm about to pose though, you can put any kind of plot device or whatever you want into it. Have dinosaurs reached their full potential in the cultural lexicon? It seems that in whatever media they are in, they never lose their cool or their wonder. And they emit, or I like to think that they represent, our estranged, murderous provincial cousins. We have a parasocial relationship with them at best. And to be honest, it's something I think that is ultimately overlooked in the reboot films. But I won't get into that right now. So I'm not gonna be giving any kind of idea of what I think, not what I think, but where I think dinosaurs should go in this day and age. We're gonna leave that in like a short story book at some undisclosed date in the future. But to our cousins, you know, who live in the lost world, I decided to pay our respects and search for their bones, not in the dirt, but in overshadowed IP, you know, media and pseudo-intellectual takes on their behalf. And I uncovered some really great stuff. I also remembered, you know, like I had read Michael Crichton, or Crichton, however you're gonna pronounce it, in elementary school. Yes, I had a very high reading level in elementary. Pretentious much? Yes. So far as the summary goes though, dinosaur found footage. When were y'all gonna tell me that dinosaur found footage existed? Like, that stuff right there it's paved a way, it is the way, and I can't understand for the life of the Jurassic why the movie makers of today won't just walk that path, right? It's like the best thing about dinosaurs isn't just the fact that they look cool, it's that they can kill you. It's that you can die by their claws, teeth, feet, and bodily secretions. It's about the quiet of hiding and the madness of being hunted. The inhales and exhales of running away and screaming bloody murder as you know you are dying. As you know you are dying. And this book, Carnosaur by Adam Knight, is that kind of cake, or maybe I should say is that cup of tea, you know? And also a special thank you to Anthony Gramugula, Chronodican, and others for your contributions to the grand horror that is dinosaurs. Like when I was looking for IP, those are the 2 YouTube videos, or not even two accounts that kind of just like, that just really was like, oh wow. So I'm not the only one thinking about like the shortcomings in the writing and the media of dinosaurs. But Carnosaur is set in an English town called Winchester, and we follow the residents in disbelief and shock as something gruesome befalls their groggy little town. One of these residents is David Pascal, a local reporter who is on the heels, or dare I say, claws, of a big story he is reluctant to share with his fellow co-workers. And I give Carnosaur 3 out of 5 stars. Or maybe I should give him 5, because I think if this book came out before Michael, well, not if this book did come out 6 years before Michael Crichton. And I believe that this one had hit the ground running, then this would have been like, and then they made a film about it. The film about this book would have been like, oh my gosh. If it would have hit the ground running, this film would have been the one we all love to nostalgia carry on our broken backs, okay? This is the one we would have been carrying with us. But it gets 3 scars because it scratched that itch of what I want to see with creatures misplaced or revived at a time. The other 2 stars are in my pocket because how we got there is so contrived. Because it's contrived because like we know the plot. Like how when I came out of Rebirth, it was the same exact plot of every single Jurassic Park film, which makes it, as I'm trying to say, so contrived. So when people ask me when people asked me what my impression of Rebirth was, this is what it was. Big corp, little guy, mercenaries, change of heart, the end. That's literally how Rebirth goes. 2 thumbs down, no stars. And Carnosaur goes like, right? Loser reporter man, rich guy suspicious. You're lying. No, I'm not. Enters dinosaurs, blood, death, guts, the end. But anyways, I'm gonna get into the revival of Jurassic Park and what I feel like they left on the studio floor, but that's in like a couple seconds. But no, I'm serious though. This really like it scratches that itch for my like, okay, it's maybe odd, but I want everybody to die. Everybody, no one is safe. Alan Grant's not safe. And I'm only saying Alan Grant because I don't remember anybody's name at this time for like any of the other characters. I just remember Alan Grant, even though he's like central to the plot in like a lot of the film. It's just like, I like the story where everyone's like, no one's safe. The camera's shaky. But anyways, I'd read the book again. John Bronson, which is like, this is like he's got so many different pen names. You should type him in on Google, Wiki, whatever, and kind of read like his contributions to just dinosaur media in general. John Bronson wrote it. Came out 6 years before Michael Crichton. I thought that was awesome because it follows the same plot, right? And then also like dinosaur found footage is amazing. You could spend the whole 30 minutes, hour. You can doom scroll dinosaur found footage. Go doom scroll it and like maybe have it show up in your dreams and give you nightmares. Add a little spice to your life, you know. But anyways, it's a niche. I don't know. I feel like for dinosaur media to like continue, it has to be a more niche topic. It can't always be, you know, the experts and the corporations dealing with dinosaurs and the like people who are military grunts. It can't just be them all the time interacting with dinosaurs. And that's what you get kind of here, you know? Not kind of. That's what you get in Carnosaur. Okay, it's not just corporations and experts. It's the people who are like, well, not the people, but David Pascal is one of the guys. Like, I love dinosaurs. You like dinosaurs. You know, the book's also a bit chauvinist. It's the 80s, and I'm also not reading it again because I don't really need to hear, like, how much chauvinism can a girl, a girl can only consume so much chauvinism. But, like, it should be kept niche if you want to, like, not even just in Jurassic Park, in other IP. I'm pretty sure there's tons and tons of dinosaur IP. It doesn't need to just be Jurassic Park. It could just be dinosaurs, okay? So like, let the movie be about people who's interested in these things. Not so much the person that is digging up the bones, like they did in Rebirth. Like, okay, I understand why you would need an expert in the plot that is Jurassic Park movies. I understand why you need I understand why you need an expert, but for the future of it, maybe we should just let the experts be like 5 minutes on screen and then we like leave them alone to like take on the dinosaurs ourselves again. But like, we haven't seen dinosaurs like where they're always with the corporations and the narcissistic greedy people who are like plagues to everything, and then the dinosaurs turn into this thing that we have to kill. Yeah, so like, again, if anybody out there is writing new dinosaur stuff, take your time. Take your time on all the endeavors, okay? Take your time. But anyways, really quick though, for the revival with our beloved Frisk Krat, right? I thought, so I'm pretty sure they hinted at, it's pretty obvious, Maisie, right? She's a clone of her mother. And I'm pretty sure they're also hinting that like she's got dinosaur DNA. There's 2 scenes when she's hiding from those bad guys running around the mansion, and the dinosaur, instead of yelling as she's approaching the cage and going crazy, it's like a nature. I don't know what you want to call that scene, but I'm like, what? And then again, when she's running away and she's all about, like, she's in the bedroom and she's laying on the bed and she's being quiet, the dinosaur again doesn't start screaming and acting all frantic. It's approaching her with like curiosity. So I'm like, what happened to that story? I didn't know. So when media's coming out, I look up nothing. So I know nothing going into the movie. I just know the title and who's in it. That's how I like to go about things. I don't want to know too much. Not everything, but just for movies, like, I don't know, today's age, I'm just like, you're telling me too much in the trailer. Stop it. But you left that on the studio floor. Maisie could have been like, did you need me? You could have called me. I would have helped you write it. Basically, if you wanted to revive that and have Maisie's storyline, because like she's genetically, like, it's obvious, is it not? Like, why would you zoom into her eye at the end of the movie and not have me going, okay, so she's like part dinosaur and human? That's a whole great plot. A whole great plot. And this is how you do it. I don't even care if, or maybe I do. If someone takes this, please just invite me to the movie premiere or whatever. Just invite me to the writer's room. Also, no, invite me to the writer's room and invite me to the premiere of whatever it is. But this is how the story would have gone. Okay, so we're gonna get, it can either be a flashback or that's how the movie starts or whatever starts. Maisie is now, like, Frisk Pratt is gone. That lady that's always with them, they're like her like adoptive parents. They die protecting her secret that she is, you know, the granddaughter or like the heir possibly to the fortune that is Hammond's Jurassic Park, right? And she gets put in the system. So no one now knows that she's the heir except maybe Maisie. And maybe she forgets because that's a super tragic thing to happen to a kid. You know, however old she is, because I don't know how old. And so she gets put in the system, and she can either go through the system. I'm talking super fast. I know. I'm sorry. I'm super excited. She can either go through the foster system or go through the system as a badass or a loser. So those are the 2 options. If she's going through the system as a badass, you know, maybe she's like, she knows, so she does know that she's like the great, I don't know, what is it, the great granddaughter? I'm not gonna get into specifics, but maybe she knows, and then she goes about, the whole story is like not her getting Jurassic Park back, not even getting her fortune back, but just doing something with that DNA of hers and like her scientific acumen for genetics, like her mama, right? Or she's a loser, right? And this loser has to, like, it depends. Like, do we want a posse for Maisie or do we want Maisie to go lone wolf? I feel like she should go lone wolf and like team up with Blue. It's Blue's kids. Like, there's so much story there. And I could write it if you just call me, message me, and I'll help you write. It doesn't have to be like for Jurassic Park. Or maybe I'll just write it because, like, again, I was disappointed. I thought we were going to go back to there. We got these new folk who I don't care about. Like, yes, they're great, attractive faces, but we've seen attractive faces. Can we just have the dinosaurs hang out with the people in the neighborhood, and the neighborhood people are trying to figure shit out because the government doesn't believe them? Like, that was a great save for Alan to know to call old girl whose husband's like whose husband works for the government. They were all gonna be on that island forever if he had known, like, like, oh my gosh. Plot armor. But anyways, get out there and write the new dinosaur media. I will be writing it as well. Go read Carnosaur by Harry Adam Knight. Okay, that's such an English pen name. Harry Adam Knight. Anyways. Live life with dinosaurs.